All right, well, we're over here at Tony's house. Got the car up on the lift. Had to play Tetris with a bunch of cars, but we got her up here. Be so much easier than doing it on the ground. So I think the last part you seen was flywheel is definitely cracked all the way off. So he's got a tranny jack over here, and we don't have to lay on our backs. And gonna get some bolts out and try to just slide the trans backwards, and hopefully don't have to drop it all the way down. And I have my old flywheel off my 305, so we'll see if that matches up. I have another one off a 350 too, so got two different sizes, so hopefully one of them fit. Either way, if it doesn't, new one's 30, 40 bucks, so not too bad. And yeah, we'll get together. Once I get this trans out, I'll show you the damage. A few hours, we'll see. What do you think, Tony?
Few hours.
Few hours. Well, sorry if his battery's about to die. Did I tell you guys that we bought a Chevelle? Me and my one buddy Chip with the Grand National. We bought this. 71, I think it is. It's either 71 or 72. I can't remember. Yeah, let's bought this guy. Oh, it's just heavy. Let's get a light out here. So yeah, we're gonna clean up the bay here, respray it. We got a nice 355 small block, cammed small block with a turbo 350 trans. Should be nice. This car is literally, from what we can tell, is all original metal. The quarter's never been redone. Because there's no seam. Interior's in like awesome condition. It's definitely been redone, like the seats and everything. The deck lid's all not even all messed up. The headliner's great. I mean, it's ready to go once we get the engine and stuff in it. So yeah, 71 or 72. I can't remember. It's crazy. I can't remember. Yeah, here's all our parts. Just waiting for us to get them put in. Yeah, see, no seams. And there's no holes in it. It's amazing. Yeah, we found this thing pretty good, so. This will be on the channel soon enough. Well, got the trans jack in the truck. Gonna get on out of here. It's muggy out. We got that boy out. We went and got the trans jack. Got the centerpiece off, so nothing looks wrong with the crank, so that's good. Let's see if you guys maybe get up in there and look. Yeah, I don't know. Looks okay. So here's what we got. This is the old one that I took off. It's all blown out here. So like, I don't know if it's like, you can see like how it's raised. I don't know if that happened because when it broke, it bent, or they slammed the trans into it. But you can see this one's got like a little crust on it. But it's not as aggressive as that. I think that happened when it broke. See how it's got the little moon on it, kind of? Not a moon. You see how it has like this little like indent in it? That's how this one is too, but it's like way deeper in there. I think it's just happened from when it broke. They usually have numbers on these. This one doesn't. I don't see a number anywhere on here. Yeah, I don't see it. I mean, you could see it was cracked all over the place. So usually what they say happens is these crack and then they just break. So yeah, I see a little bit of weight was shaved off here. There's nothing there. I have this other one that's bigger. Kind of different though, so this one matches up, it looks like, at least. If you put these next to each other. Yeah. I'll count some teeth and stuff, and then I'll pop her back in there and see what happens, I guess. Should we spray some brake
Did you
cleaner?
put gas in it already?
I know, I was just gonna hit it with some
Yeah, I guess hit it with ether and see what it does. Open that throttle and shoot it in
I
there.
didn't want to really spray it on the mass airflow sensor.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I don't know. You'd have to loosen that up and get it.
Yeah.
Throw it in there. Never mind.
He did it for us.
Did it for Dale, that's what he did.
Something like that. Let's see what happens, Tony.
Okay.
It'll fire.
Hang on, let me give it one more shot.
Can we hold it open?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah, hit it.
She'll run.
Yeah, she will run.
Alright. Is it? It's all. No, it's not celebratory yet.
Now we gotta put gas in it and get fuel to the fucking engine.
Funnel. The back here over there.
Right here.
Perfect fit, huh? Alright. Sounded okay, huh?
Yeah. But this is the issue, you know what I mean? This is the whole taking gas.
Yeah. See what happens if the fuel pump don't work. Oh, jeez. Fuel pump's kicking on, you know?
Something's leaking.
Yeah, I hear it. Here, let me see. Training line or something. There's a big pole here. Yep, transmission line. Out of the radiator. We're gonna have to go up with it. Oil pressure sensor's fucking pissing. Looks like it's not coming. I don't know if it's coming out of that or the actual sensor itself.
Okay. It's not
Oh,
even
look
hooked
at
up.
that.
Yeah, look at that, huh?
Fucking good, huh? You know, come hold this light. Tranny line, not in the radiator, of course.
Yeah, the gallon about a minute.
Oh, yeah.
I had it, so I wish I would.
Whatever. definitely had some old gas in her. Running a lot better today. Me and Tony got it. Seems like we got it cleared out. I touched the wire on the. There's like a power wire. I think I blew the gauge fuse. The only gauge that's working is the RPM. So yeah, they all died. We'll check it out. Is that bubbling to you?
Still getting air out.
Yeah.
We're gonna start fly opening, you know what I mean? And
Right.
sit around.
Is that fan on, Tony? No. We're gonna have to cut it. Might have blew that fuse. You know, when I touched that wire, that's why it died. Shit. Like a lid?
Yeah. What's going on? Runs like shit as man.
All right, so we just got to Tony's house. We're on a last ditch effort here. You've seen in the previous clips, I know I didn't talk about a lot during it. We did get it running. Runs like crap. Kind of seems like it's not getting any fuel. I did end up finding out that that is a 350 in there. I checked the numbers on the back of the block, and later small block Chevy engines, like remanufactured ones and stuff, they stopped putting like actual numbers on, like casting numbers on them. They just started putting like 5.7 or 5.0 depending on what it was, you know. And I cleaned off the back of the block because obviously I had some time on my hands. I cleaned it off and I actually said 5.7 on it. So someone swapped that car in the past. That's what the guy said before we bought it. But you know how it is with 305s and 350s, like they literally look the same, so people lie about that all the time. But that car did not come with the 350 and 85. They did not release, I don't even think in 86 they came out with 350s. So I think 87 was the first year for the Camaros. Corvettes had 350s in 85 with TPI. So we were able to rev it up. I don't think I got it on film, but we tried revving it up, and it would just like almost like starve itself for fuel. Kind of seemed like it would just die almost. It would idle pretty decent. We got the coolant burped and everything. Got the fans figured out and everything like that. So actually, so I ended up just thinking, I was like, well, how about we just try to give it some throttle while we spray carb cleaner down it, and then the RPM went up like nothing. It was easy. It was like a little rough, but it went up well with the actual carb cleaner, because it obviously seems like starving for fuel. So I actually read the codes. It's got a code for a MAF sensor and like coolant temp sensor. I guess there's a code 33 for third gen Camaros, like with TPI, and it's like this code that everybody gets and stuff. So we're on, like I said, we're on a last ditch effort here as far as, so we're gonna check to see what our fuel pressure is at the rail. maybe we don't have enough fuel pressure, so the injectors aren't, you know, shooting enough fuel when you're giving it throttle. We may be able to get a code reader for OBD1 from somebody we know to maybe try to watch the flow chart or whatever we can see, you know, how the mass airflow is reading, or the throttle position sensor. So that might be another thing we try too. But honestly, me and Tony were talking about it, and since we're not trying to keep this car, and it's not really it's not a real IROC, it's just a Z28. We for what we're trying to do with this car, as far as, you know, just kind of try to make a profit off of it and just sell it, you know, we're not really trying to keep it. We're going into the options of actually swapping the intake to a car and just swapping it to a carburetor, because then all of our problems will be gone. You know, we know with a good intake and a nice carburetor, that thing will run great. Like we said, it looks like it's a remanufactured 350, or like one of those ones you buy from like Summit or something like that, as far as the stamping on there. Doesn't have a casting number on it. It's not a Vortec engine. Doesn't seem like it, at least, because the valve covers are actually, or the intake manifold is bolted in the center, and I think Vortec heads don't have center bolts on the intake, like in the center sections, missing like 4 bolts. So that's kind of one of our options, but we're going to try a few more things, and if we can't get it right and running good, then probably just get an Edelbrock intake and Edelbrock carb. And I think you have to get a different throttle valve cable for the trans, and then something for the actual electricals for the transmission, and just fuel pressure regulator and send it off, you know, because we know that it'll run good with a nice carb and intake. Because it runs good when you give it gas. We had it running good there for a little bit, like it cleared itself out, but then it just started running like junk again. So I tried to charge my GoPro at home before I came here, but for some reason it didn't decide to charge. So I don't know what's going on with that. So my battery's at 12%. So I'll try to get like something on the fuel pressure and stuff like that, and then if not, then I'll just kind of have an ending video of me talking probably about it and stuff, and that'll probably end the video there, and then I'll give you pretty much what we came up with, what we're gonna do if we actually end up finding anything. So yeah, just wanted to update you guys a little bit, and hopefully I can get some footage of this. All right, so I gotta kind of do this a little bit fast. GoPro's on like 12%. So got our fuel pressure gauge hooked up. We'll turn the key on. Oh, key's in my pocket. Let's turn you this way. Get that guy in there. Fuel pump kicks on. Literally, like, not even 15 PSI. I think this thing will start, so check this out. Now, either way, I had it running, and the fuel pressure was at like 8 while I was running. So we are going to check some things. Thankfully, like I said, I know these cars, so I started to pull the back apart. Little trap door action, someone cut one in. So it kind of sucks, but whatever. Like I told you, this car used to be red. So it helps us out a little bit. We don't have to drop the tank. Sucks that it's cut, but people do it all the time, so no big deal. Check back in. So like I said, there's a trap door, so I got that hooked up to the feed line. And this is the wire off of the, there's a oil pressure switch for the fuel pump. Like the ECU will kill it if the detects no oil pressure. So if you spin these together, your fuel pump will just continuously run. Figured that out. So it's running right now. Look what we got. It's about 50 if you can't read it. So I'm gonna say we have a clogged line somewhere. So I'm gonna unhook this and pull this guy off, and then try and see if I can find if you got a clogged line somewhere. Pull the line off the filter and Honestly, I could blow it back from up there and blast it all the way to the front, see what happens. Alright guys, so this video is kind of going to be all over the place a little bit, but yesterday, or no, 2 days ago, the camera kept dying on me. So obviously we got it running. I'm heading back to Tony's right now to, because we actually, unfortunately ended up finding out that we have no reverse in our trans. So common $700 thing. So we do know a transmission guy. We're gonna take it to him and see what he thinks as far as getting it working properly. If it gets up to be too much, you can get a trans from the junkyard for like around 300 bucks, 700 R4, which is not bad. So there'll be either one or two routes we're going, but today I'm just going there because we actually got ourselves a mass airflow sensor. Tony said he wants to try that and hopefully see if it'll work. I'm with him, you know, it's a chance. We plug when we get it running, we plug ours in and it runs like straight, it runs terrible. It runs okay with it unplugged, but trying to start it like just starves itself of fuel, and once you finally get it started, you can't let it idle down and stuff. So kind of a shot in the dark. Sucks because that was like $100 bucks, but it's a $100 gamble we're gonna take. Realistically, like I said, I don't know if we'll have this other clip in there, me talking before, but if we don't get this thing running right with the TPI on there, we're honestly probably just going to swap it out and with a actual Edelbrock intake and Edelbrock carb, put an HEI distributor and a non-computer controlled distributor, because that's what's in those TPIs. It is an HEI, but it's actually controlled by the computer. So that'll be probably, you know, around $500–600. But then we'll know it actually runs good. So that's kind of our plan almost. So I'm going over there today. I couldn't get a lot of footage really of it running good, that good, because my batteries kept dying. I thought I charged the actual battery on my GoPro, but apparently it didn't charge. So just, you know, your typical GoPro grief. So yeah, I'm heading there now. Gonna see if that mass airflow sensor works, helps it at all, and then we are pulling the trans to take it to our guy that we know. So I probably won't film that because there's a bunch of videos out there, people pulling transmissions out of Camaros and trucks and everything. It's almost the same thing. So we'll get it running, see how it runs. If it runs better, great. If not, we'll weigh our options, and yeah, hopefully it only takes about an hour and a half to get this trans out. So I just did it the other day to put that flywheel in, so should be pretty quick. I'll check back in with you guys. All right, go ahead, Tony. Sandals. Everybody works in sandals.
She's getting disrespected.
You got your key.
That's why I cleared that spot out.
You got your key lock, your key lock.
Yeah, in my pocket.
It's unlocked.
You're about to pull this car out?
I get lost my mouth, like spare tire on my real person like the other too high. Yeah.
let's go. All right, guys. So we actually just ended up dropping off the trans at this buddy we know. His name's Sal. He actually pulled it apart while we were there. Pulled it apart in like 20 minutes. Ended up finding that the there's a gear in there called the Sprag gear, and it's got, I think he said it's got all your forward clutches on it and stuff, and it's, I think it has your reverse clutches on it too. I'm not too sure, but it was actually locked up, so that's why when we would put this thing in gear, it would just go forward and not obviously reverse, and it slipped a lot, you know. So realistically, hopefully we'll have it back by like Wednesday or something. Me and Tony literally got the thing out in like 45 minutes. So it worked out way better than we thought. So hopefully, like I said, hopefully we'll have it back by Wednesday or Thursday. Get it back in there. Before we pulled the trans, we actually hooked up the mass airflow sensor that I bought, and the car started to run better, you know. I mean, it's not perfect, but it runs way better than it did. I know those computers do like kind of like a little relearn sometimes when they aren't running properly. I don't know if you want to call it open loop or whatever, but they definitely it definitely seemed like it started to run better, because before we'd plug the mass airflow sensor in and it wouldn't run at all. It would run terrible. So we were actually able to, this thing would actually idle, and we were actually able to give it throttle and stuff like that. So that's a plus. So kind of looks like all we kind of need now. We might need to lower that fuel pressure a little bit. The actual fuel pressure regulator was like turned all the way down. That's why we didn't have any fuel pressure. So we got it up to where it needs to be. We're hoping the injectors aren't all clogged up. But honestly, probably the next thing we'll do is get the trans back, get it back in, and then get it running and see how if we can get it to drive, you know, that'd be great. And just kind of see how the, probably do plugs and wires, because the plugs look old on it. I don't know about the wires, you know, they could be who knows how old. So we'll do that, and some plugs and wires, and hopefully takes care of a little bit of the stumble it has. But I mean, you could throttle it for sure, but at an idle it kind of has a little bit of a shake to the engine. So yeah, we'll start with that. But yeah, all in all, it worked out pretty well. We're a little bit over budget on what we wanted to spend on the trans, because the abuse that went through it, the kind of how like there was like a lot of material left in the bottom of the pan, and Sal said that, you know, there's a lot of material in there, you know, you don't want it to, and all that material is probably inside your torque converter. So probably going to do a torque converter too. We just want the trans to be right for the person that buys the car. You know, we don't want someone to, we're not just going to hack it together and make sure, you know, you know, we want it to be right for the person. So we'll go a little extra mile, you know, just to be able to, you know, help the person who buys the car out. Because we've bought cars before, you know, like this. We kind of got screwed on it, not really for the price we paid for it, but, you know, people lie about things just to get the sale. It happened to my buddy. He bought a Fox body probably, I don't know, like maybe 10 years ago, 10, 12 years ago. Traded his Eclipse for it. Straight up trade. Gave that guy a really good car, and then he drove home, you know, we were probably 3 miles away. It was a 5-speed, 5-liter Fox body, and the synchro went in the trans, and the actual, it was stuck in gear pretty much. Had to tow it home. Ended up pulling, had to get a transmission for it, ended up pulling it, popping another one in, and it worked fine. He got his money out of the car, but, you know, it just sucked because, you know, people lie about things, and the wrong people get screwed sometimes, but karma's a bitch, you know, so we'll just leave it at that. So yeah, I might end the video here. We'll see how long my other clips are and stuff. I'm going to put them together and see how long they are, and see if this is like way too long of a video, but whatever, doesn't really matter. I don't know, Tony's over there singing or something about something. Where's it? Let me put this freaking glove on. Where's our, this is that Sprag here. Dude gave us all the stuff for it, or from it. Junk. Boys. God damn. This thing's supposed to spin. That centerpiece. Shot. Big shot. Well, guys, we got our trans back. We just slapped her in there. So We got some genuine O'Reilly's transmission fluid. There's Tony, he's hard at work. He's getting things done.
Yeah, getting things done.
I'm gonna set you up here and start pouring some crap in, and we're gonna see what the hell this thing does.
Crap in. Lots of crap.
Well, might as well be. It's premium ATF.
Well, premium. Gotta hit the premium in there.
How many got? How much do you think it takes, Tony?
It says 12 quarts. He said we'll put in 1.5 and check it. Have you seen my phone, Louis?
It's in the toolbox.
Oh, that's right. It's stuck in the toolbox. Good place for it. Toolbox.
Oh.
Cool. Thank you.
How many quarts are in a gallon?
4. How many pints in a gallon?
So we need 12 quarts?
What?
We need 12 quarts?
Yes.
So
No, 8 quarts.
8 quarts in a gallon.
Yeah.
Okay.
4 quarts to a gallon. We need
4? How many quarts to a gallon?
4.
So we only have 8 quarts.
I'm sorry. Just pour the shit in. I don't
I mean, I don't know how. I'm seriously asking. Look it up. Google it, because I don't know.
How many quarts in a gallon? 4 quarts to a gallon.
Well, we're fucked, because we need another quart. I mean, we need another gallon.
Yeah. We're gonna, do we have any other fluid here? Any training fluid here?
I don't think so. What time is it?
7:51.
And like the shock towers, they look like they were made out of plastic. The whole car. Well, they said that the car is like so much lighter than the old version.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and it was rear wheel drive. You know. He says it's great on the road and in the rain, but not in the
Snow. Yeah, I don't know. Definitely not good in the snow.
Yeah.
You tighten those lines up, right?
Yep.
Okay, they're compressions.
Yep.
That's all you did. All right. You don't need a fan, or do we need a fan?
Plug it in when we need it. That was a pretty good start. Real good start.
I'll talk to you later. Bye.
In the way of the camera, Tony.
Huh?
In the way of the camera.
Oh. Didn't know you were filming. Sorry.
Good.
You wanna go ahead and you wanna put it through the gears and then we'll check it? Hey, we got reverse! Holy fuck! Hey, we got forward! Look at that! Let's get it on the ground and get it level so we can finish knocking it off.
See that?
Ah. What's wrong?
Just died.
Cable's tight?
Just shut off. Might shut off.
You got no power at all?
No. I mean, there's power, but there's a light on. I turn the key on, the light goes off. Is that normal? I can't remember.
It's we got it in park and everything?
Yeah.
Try neutral.
He was doing this before, and then I like fucked with that ground. Like I hooked the ground to the. You got jumper cables in here or no?
No.
You have any jumper cables anywhere?
No. When did it do this? I don't remember.
When I first hooked the battery up.
Okay.
And then I hooked the ground from the battery to here, and it started working. Then I unhooked it and it was working.
I just tightened the ground up. Try it now. It was kind of loose. I gave it a snug. Felt loose.
No. It's not the part that's messed up. I think it's the part that's where it's bolted to. So we need a jumper cable or something. Background. Piece of shit. Just run a new negative cable, you know? That battery dead now?
How would it be dead? Try that. Hold on, let's go out. Got it. I guess it is. Grab the jump box, it's over there.
Yeah, alternator's not charging.
We didn't have it hooked up, so it couldn't have a draw on it, you know. We were cranking on it before. Remember before we figured out the fuel pump problem. Out of the way the camera here. This thing's dead now. Go ahead. Yeah, this thing's fucking dead.
Of course it is.
Get the fucking charger down.
That's 12.1 volts.
It's turning over like it doesn't have enough juice. Which I don't get that. It doesn't make any sense.
that. This is fucking tight. Right?
Wanna put it up in the air and we'll move it real quick?
I don't know if we'll be able to get that bolt out. We could try.
It's off the battery. Where is that?
Just should I put on engine start?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Doesn't make any freaking sense. But your light in here is dim.
So it's definitely ground.
The ground is bad.
Right.
So the ground that's hooked up to the battery right now is bad. Something's wrong with it.
To the header. It's hooked to the header, you said?
No, that's the extra one. One thing after another, you know.
It's always something. Can't be simple, right?
No. I wonder if I could fit that fucking ratchet in there.
Can you test continuity from one side to the other?
It's gonna probably be okay, but you have your DVOA, your voltmeter?
No, I thought you could do it with that thing you had.
Don't worry, I'll cut it out. One little switch. See anything in here. Can't see anything, but it's driving. Me and Tony think it needs some plugs and wires. Maybe the injector's clean now, but honestly, the more we drive it, kind of the better it's getting. I'm gonna put this down so we can make it back. We got good oil pressure though, Tony. It's 40 PSI. Smell all that, just everything.
Yeah.
Trash ass cameras. Alright, y'all, your boy is going home, thankfully, man. We got that trans in there. Got it back from the guy today, literally at about, I think I picked it up at 4:30. It's 10:18 now. I have a little clip in there, me driving around the block. I don't want to go too far because there was not enough gas in that thing. You don't want to go too far. You know, your first few trips in a car, when you just get it running after a while, running and driving at least, is, you know, run the block, run another block, and then just slowly, gradually get farther and farther. So, you know, we popped that thing in probably about 2.5 hours. We had some grief here and there, but nothing too bad. The ground was totally messed up on the battery. I think I'll have that part in the video. On the battery, it just had no ground. If you watch the first video, you'll see where I had to, like, where I say I had to hook the jumper cables up to the negative spot and put it on, like, the strut tower or whatever. So, and then it started working fine. So I actually pulled the ground cable off because it did the same thing it did when I first tried to start it. And I pulled the ground cable off and cleaned it up, popped it back on, which was a pain because it was like on the cylinder head behind like the AC compressor. So I cleaned that up and it started up perfect. Let it run, you know, we put it in a gear, drove around the block, shifted good and stuff. So progress, it's good, you know, we're getting there. So hopefully everything else works out. We're gonna do plugs and wires to it. Put some more fresh gas in it, maybe try to put some octane booster in it. Maybe we'll hit it with some of that Berryman stuff to try to clean her out or whatever, you know, pour that in the tank and maybe it'll really clean those injectors out. So yeah, that's kind of it. Hope you enjoy that little spot I put in there of Ty's car. He's like, are you gonna make a YouTube video? I'm like, oh yeah. He's like, I gotta do a burnout for it then. I was like, all right, go out there and hit it. So hope you enjoy that. It was pretty good. Thing sounds amazing. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy this one. Maybe I'll post some more stuff on it if we start to do something more in depth. But honestly, maybe I'll post a video of us cleaning it up and stuff and trying to get it right, you know, to sell. Because it kind of needs brakes. It needs a couple things, you know. We definitely want to get it right before we sell it. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. You know, like, comment, subscribe. That'd be great. You know, I love the likes. You know, comments are awesome. I love replying to people if they, you know, leave something there. Just talking, that's great. I love that. So yeah, you guys, hope you enjoyed it. Take it easy.